The idea that we opened the first new museum in 40 years in New York is not something you get to say a lot. The Church Mission House laid dormant for the last 4 or 5 years. It wasn't really being used, and we had a landlord who really understood our vision and was like, well, let's do it here. The days of hanging art up on the wall and having that be enough are over. You have to provide people a full experience, and by that we mean, yes, we obviously show some of the best photography in the world, but we want people to come in and spend time with us. We have a lot of programming. We have stuff going on all day with talks, with workshops, not just about photography, about art and about life in the city in general.
We want people to feel warm and welcomed and like this is a place where they can hang out and be free to enjoy the photography, see amazing events, have a glass of wine, walk around the galleries. We're open late, they can come after work, they don't have to rush.
When we started Fotografiska 10 years ago, there was the advent of the smartphone, and everyone said, well, you know what, now photography is not going to matter anymore because everybody has a camera and everybody's a photographer. And I think what's happened over time, it's actually gone in the opposite direction. I think people have a much higher appreciation for a good image. I think because they've got tens of thousands of bad pictures on their own phone. It's gotten to a point that when you stand in front of a great print, you immediately understand that it's not just a magic combination of buttons. The artist has to have a view, they have to have an opinion, and they have to have a craft.
We really want to attract a broad, diverse audience. So that means having many different types of photography on display in the building at the same time. Everything from fashion, commercial work, fine art conceptual work, photo documentary work.
We switch out an exhibition probably once every 2 or so weeks. So if we have 5 shows up, if you come back after a month and a half, it's largely an entirely new museum that you get to see.
We choose most of the artists by committee. We all submit different names and ideas, shows that we've seen, artists that we think are great, and come together on what we think are the best shows to tour. On our 4th floor, we have Tawny Chapman. Tawny is an amazing fine art conceptual artist. She paints on top of her photographs. They're all unique. And her exhibition is really about reimagining the museum space for African American children.
Just walking through a museum, we may see ourselves here and there or in a special area of the museum. I wanted the experience for Black children and children to be different from what they're used to when they go to a museum.
So I think usually when we look at the world of museums, the best known ones are the big public ones that collect for posterity, and they take 150 year long view on what's important and what enters their collection. We're not a collecting museum in that sense. We are a photo museum, which means we work with a lot of living artists and a lot of contemporary work. And that provides us a platform where we can be super responsive to what's going on right now. So it's a really incredibly timely platform.